How's it going, everyone? Caleb here. Today I wanted to show you the ceiling here in the Nissan. Now, if you saw my last video, I kind of explained that before I decided to start this YouTube channel and bring the cameras out and everything, I did start and finish this ceiling. So unfortunately, I don't have much of a step-by-step for that process. I just got really excited when I got this fan, wanted to get right into it. But I did get some pictures that hopefully will help explain and show some of that. But today I figured I would show you around, do my best to explain some of those steps, explain some of the challenges I had in getting this thing up. So let's check it out. So for the wood, I went with these pine planks here. They're 2.5 inches wide by 1/4 inch thick. I wanted to use the thinnest wood possible because these vans aren't very tall as it is, and I didn't want to have to lose any more headroom than necessary. And on this side you can see the stain. I went with this stain because it's not too dark, not too light. So the first thing I wanted to do was get some framework up. If you can see these screw lines here, that's where these metal ribs were that ran across the roof of the van before the ceiling went up. So what I did was I took some 1x3s and mounted them along those ribs using some sheet metal screws. Now if you want to get the best fit, you kind of have to round the tops of those 1x3s off to match the curve of the roof. So once I got the 1x3s up, I took this 1-inch foam insulation board and adhered it to the ceiling in between those ribs. And to adhere it to the ceiling, I used this great stuff. Now this great stuff, when it dries, it expands a lot, so after you let it dry, you may have to go back through and trim some of the excess off with a razor. So once the insulation was good to go, I started hanging these planks. For the most part, they were pretty easy. They're 54 inches long, and the only thing you got to really make sure of is that you're keeping them centered. Now you can see on these corners here, they start to curve a little bit, and you have to match the curve, and the side of the van has a slight contour. It's not perfectly straight. So yeah, these outer planks got a little tricky. So I showed you how the corners and the sides are a little bit contoured. What I did to get that contour was I took some cardboard, cut it to the length and width of those pine planks. Then you take your cardboard and you cut it until you get a piece that fits along those grooves. You kind of have to cut and check until you get a piece that fits for you. And once you have a piece of cardboard that fits that groove, you use that cardboard as a stencil on the pine planks. So once you have your cardboard stencil, you do want to be careful carving the board itself and give yourself some room. You know, don't cut it too short. It's a little bit of a patient process, but it's well worth it. So I put this end piece up here because there wasn't another rib that close to the back there, and the planks were kind of just hanging there a little bit uneven, so I put this end piece up here, kind of make them all flush. I did have to cut into this headliner here to get the ceiling to go in nice and evenly. I do have plans to kind of seal that up, make it look a little nicer. thanks for checking out the ceiling with me. You know, like I said, I wish I would have got the cameras out and got a more thorough process of how I did everything, so I would have had a little more information to share with you guys. But I really do plan on getting all the future projects recorded better, and hopefully we'll have more to share with you guys. So thanks for joining me. We'll see you soon.